Welcome back to the third and final segment of tonight's show. We're with Frank Carbone, District 2 Commissioner candidate. So, Frank, a couple of things we've been talking about here off camera, and one of them was you said that you're not real happy about the way the commissioner meetings are because they're not really that convenient.
Yes, that's true.
So you would like to change that?
I'd like to, and I've had this conversation with even some of the commissioners, and I think maybe they're starting to open up to the idea that there's probably a possibility of moving the meetings, at least some of the meetings, to a different slot, which would be between 6 or 7 o'clock, to allow more people to be able to come to the meetings. Because today, the meetings are pretty scarce. The only time you get a big crowd of people there, if it's a real messy subject, it's going to come up.
Right.
We had a lot of people there.
And even then, it's a lot of the same folks.
It's a lot of the same folks. So we want to get a mix of the people so we get to hear more and more of the real issues that other people have. Instead of hearing the same things from the same people over and over again, I want to hear it from everybody. I want to get everybody in there. I don't care if they're a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent. We need to make sure that everybody's words are heard. And just because I'm a Republican, that doesn't mean that I entertain everybody's input. It's just a label. I want to know what people think, and I want to know what they need, and I want to know what they want us to do.
So yeah, that's good. So you're nonpartisan as far as getting things done.
Yes. And again, I'd like to have meetings, if I can put it that way, or group sessions. And it doesn't matter where it's at. I mean, I can like to put something in the paper that says, hey, Frank Carbone is going to have a little communication meeting at his shop in his backyard, or we're going to have it at the Nugget, or we're going to have it someplace. But I like to be able to do that when people, get more people involved and just have those conversations so I know what really is on their minds, so we can really understand those issues.
You don't get into open meeting law infractions with that stuff.
No, because they're talking to me personally.
Okay.
Gotcha. It's one commissioner.
Okay.
And we just talk about what needs to go on. I can't really talk about other things that would compromise the open meeting laws. So we got to stay within that proper framework. And again, we don't have 3 commissioners there. We got 1 commissioner, and it's them telling me what they think they need, and me listening to what they have to say, and then I will bring that to the rest of the commissioners. Now, I also need those same people talk to the other commissioners so they know what they feel as well, so I'm not just the only guy making those statements. So it's a little bit of you, the people, that absolutely need to be involved in this process. And again, I love to have you. Just tell me where you want it. Tell me how many times you want it, and I'll be more than glad to do it.
I've lived here 11 years, and it used to be that county commissioners Pahrump kind of felt like a poor cousin. We had all the population, but because of the way the census was done years, we weren't up to a new census, a new redistricting, and now we do have, out of 5 commissioners, 4 pretty well representing Pahrump, and
exactly
one of them out in the sticks.
Correct.
It's a big county,
and it's a lot of open space that they have.
But don't you think that's a good thing that now maybe the county commissioners, for being from here, actually might be working more towards common goals rather than one of them saying, hey, this isn't so good for Round Mountain, and another one says, oh, what about Goldfield? They've got this and that, and well, we've got 38,000 people here, and now we've got four commissioners with stronger representation, right?
Well, yes, that's true.
I'm sure it's up and down.
That's true, but you got to remember, you are being elected by the people. At least the 4 of us are being elected within the town of Pahrump. That's exactly right. But with the other commissioner, that's going to be the person who's going to have District 1. There's a lot of territory there. There's, Amargosa, there's Beatty, there's Tonopah, and all those places in between that they have responsibility for. And they're going to have needs as much as the guys in Pahrump. But again, we're going to concentrate a lot more on what Pahrump needs. But I also, working with the other commissioners and working with commissioner from District 1, we got to help those people as well. It's got to be spread out as much as we can. But again, the reason why they changed the districting the way they did was to put more emphasis on the larger population.
Sure. Well,
so that we could so we could cover those areas.
Yeah. How's the fuel economy in the vehicle that you drive?
Yeah.
It's what's it, 160 miles to Tonopah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
unbelievable.
In
I
my-
saw where if we were a state, Nye County would be the 42nd largest state. We'd be
yeah.
bigger than 8 other states.
It's a huge. It's the
That's
third.
big.
It's the third largest county in the United States. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's large. I mean, it's big, and that's area wise. It's not population wise. We're still growing. Hopefully, if we get some of the thoughts and processes that I'm looking at into our thought process, get it into our strategic plan. Maybe we can be a larger population, and maybe we can start growing some of the things we need to do here. I'll tell you this. A lot of people are concerned about water, and I am a big proponent of taking care of our water.
Amen.
So we need to look at how we want to take care of that water. And there's things lurking in the dark that want to take our water. And someday, here in the future, I'd like to get involved in that. And I'll just bring it up. It's called Agenda 21. And we'll probably talk about that here in the future.
Okay. Just personally, and whatever it counts for, but I've always lived in areas back east where there were lakes, and there were rivers, and there were water supplies left and right. I think, out here in the desert with no lakes, no rivers, and all we do is we keep sticking straws in the ground, should we maybe limit the population? I mean, do we really know how big that glass of water is down there that we keep sticking straws in?
Well, that's true. I mean, that's part of the strategic plan. You have to look at everything, every piece of it. I mean, right now, the way the town is set up, there's a lot of homes that are already empty, and those homes have already been planned.
Yeah.
So filling those homes is a very important piece. So that's what we need to go do first, and then we can start working on the rest of that. Again, that's all part of the plan. You gotta plant the seed. You gotta let the plant grow, and then you gotta pick your apples. I mean, you gotta look at each piece as it grows. That's what a planter does, and that's one of my backgrounds. You gotta look at each one of those pieces, and then you gotta look long range.
Very good. Hey, Frank, it's been a pleasure having you on here tonight. Come back sometime? Why not, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll give you my website. It's Frank Carbone, 2012.com. Hope to see you there.
I've got it here somewhere. Let me throw it up one last time. There we go. Go to the web and get to know Frank. All right, folks, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Talk TV. We'll see you again real soon, and I'll bet it'll be a candidate. It's that time of year, folks. By the way, if you're not registered, get out there and register and vote. Have a good night.
Amen.